Hey everybody, Nelson Diaz, HomeStar Real Estate. Thanks for coming back to my video blog. Well, we're about 30 days in to the new year, 2015. I like kind of taking this time every year to kind of look back and see how the year started off, hopefully as a predictive measure to hopefully see where we're going to be. What can we expect in real estate in 2015? Any data that I give you today is only going to be for Corona, Norco, and Eastvale, right? So what can we expect in 2015, or what's happened so far in 2015 that can help us predict where we're going to go? Interesting things have happened the first month of 2015. I think for me, most interesting has been FHA. FHA dropped the mortgage insurance premium by half. So many of you buyers out there using FHA, by the way, a great program. We're paying $200, $300 a month in mortgage insurance premium. By that being cut in half, you're now maximizing your purchasing power. I have some clients who are able to now look at houses that are $10, $20, or even $30,000 more than where they were. So that helps you as a buyer. As a seller, if you're in an area that really utilizes or kind of is utilized a lot by FHA buyers, then that just helps you as well. You have more buyers in that buyer pool who are now stronger financially to go ahead and purchase your house. That is a good sign. Earlier, we kind of got hit by FHA, especially in Corona, Norco, Eastvale, much of Riverside County, much of San Bernardino County, with loan limits being decreased. So many parts of Corona, Eastvale, Riverside, some areas in San Bernardino County, Rancho Cucamonga, Chino Hills, their loan limits were dropped by FHA. So that means that any potential buyer has to come in with more money down in order to go ahead and purchase our homes, which once again, that equates to a decrease in purchasing power. So we kind of have a few different things happening on opposite sides of the fence. Will they wash each other out? I don't know, but I know the loan limit decrease was kind of a big hindrance. Looking at a few statistics so far for the month of January, once again, kind of more conflicting information. For the three cities that I've mentioned in the Inland Empire, Corona, Norco, Eastvale, we only have 4.5 months of inventory at the end of January. Now, 4.5 months of inventory is a low amount. That typically equates to a strong seller market. But that, coupled with some of the other data, kind of lets me know that the market doesn't really know which way it's going to go. Much of 2014 was flat, and you kind of had this disconnect between buyers and sellers, and I'm not sure if that's not going to happen again this year. The average home in January has been on the market 67 days in these three cities. So, 67 days doesn't really concern me. 30, 45, 60 days, all very normal. The one thing that I pulled out here is the median original prices of these listings in these three cities was $470,000. Meanwhile, the median sales price is $430,000. Now, don't confuse that number. It doesn't mean that every house dropped by $40,000 in order to sell. Many of these houses with an original list price never sold. And many of these houses took smaller decreases, but this is just a median across the board. So we're seeing that disconnect that I mentioned earlier between sellers and buyers kind of being closed, okay? And once again, the most important factor in selling real estate is going to be price. So we're seeing that gap is kind of starting to close. In December, at the end of 2014, we had 138 expired listings. Now that's significantly higher than we had at the end of the previous year, but it still doesn't really scare me too much. Everybody's going to kind of set up their listings to expire, on these timetables. So at the end of the year, properties expiring is okay. What we did have is 47 expired listings just in the month of January, which is significantly higher than the year before. So that's something that I think we kind of need to be aware of. So I've kind of thrown a few different things, some good data, some bad data. So what that kind of tells me is at least our market, right? We're in a micro market. We can talk national, we can talk statewide, but the only data that matters to us should be our local markets. We have some conflicting information. I think this year it's still going to be flushing itself out. I think you're still going to have a lot of buyers overpricing property, a lot of sellers, overpricing properties, and a lot of buyers really kind of trying to beat people up to bring prices back down to where they can afford. Once again, FHA buyers are really hamstrung and limited by these new lowered limits, but so it's one of those things. We're going to have to go ahead and just kind of wait and see. I am predicting that 2015 is going to be a relatively flat year. I'm not predicting a ton of appreciation in this market. Okay, so with that being said, what should you do? If you're thinking about buying or selling a house, at the very least, just get informed. If you'd like specific answers to your specific situation, please feel free to reach out to me. Go ahead and click on one of the links to the side. We have a property valuation website, what'sourvalue.com. If you want to go ahead and put in your address, it'll go ahead and give you a quick and easy automated value on your property. I'll then follow up with you and see if I can give you kind of a more personalized and professional valuation as far as what I think your home will sell for. If you're a buyer, please click on our home buyer page. That's findinlandempirehomes.com. It'll take you to every listing in the MLS here in Southern California. With that said, everybody, hopefully 2015 turns out to be a fruitful year for you. And if you have any questions specifically, like I said, please feel free to reach out. Other than that, have a good day.